Hey, I'm not doing any of that other stuff anymore, Mark. I'm not doing this.
Oh, dearie me.
I know. I'm not doing it. I noticed that a few things have been happening today. I've noticed that the deadlines in the papers have actually, they've only just been catching up with a few things that have already gone on social media.
What are they saying? Trump's bombed Iran. Sorry, but there's something, hang on, something flying around in here. Got it.
There you go.
That was good timing, so I was just going to squat fly then.
Yes, you cruel man. You cruel man.
I flicked it. I don't know if it likes me a little light. That's what it is.
Well, it could be a mosquito.
No,
another
moth.
immigrant to this country, taking our blood. Literally.
Come through my window, chucked its passport down the grid outside.
That's what it is.
Little rat.
Oh, God. Well, okay. I called us together this evening, sir, to discuss what went on today. Okay? All right.
Do elaborate. I was busy today. Fill me in.
Okay. Well, this was what was going on in the Iranian Parliament. Okay, and let me just put my drink down.
You haven't bombed it then, no?
Nope.
I'll have a wild guess.
They hadn't
Death to
bombed
everyone.
it.
Death
Okay.
to America. Death to Israel.
Actually, you nailed on the head.
Standard day, innit? What's that salute they're doing there? What's that?
I think they've stolen that from Elon.
I was about to say Elon Musk gets in trouble for stuff like that.
Now,
what were they saying?
what? Death to Israel, death to the US.
They don't sound very aggressive.
Yeah, well, that's because they're running out of missiles. So
It
might have been louder in there. You don't know.
No, just the tone of it. Make it sound more aggressive if you're threatening people. Come on.
Oh.
They lost it. They've lost the touch here, haven't they?
You know, and we had so many people over here at that protest in London saying, you know, they were saying we stand with Iran. Okay. Well, there was a lady on X who put a tweet and she said, "Stand closer." And then I said, I complimented her on her observation. And she said, "We're doing a GoFundMe for all these T-shirts for the people in London." So when they go to Iran, there you go. Aim here, baby. Aim here. Okay. So, you know, what I don't understand about what's going on at the moment is that, for example, all this stuff that's going on with Trump, and it caused an awful furor today. And this is what it was all about. Now, he wasn't happy with Israel, and he wasn't happy with Iran.
Wonder why. Ruined his big plan.
You know, and the most powerful man in the world at the moment did this.
Israel said that Iran violated the peace agreement and the ceasefire agreement. Do you believe that Iran is still committed to cease?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not.
You gave him 12 hours. Well, I'm sorry. I like Trump, but I'm on this one. What was he expecting the move that they were going to do? Well, you've got 12 hours until the ceasefire. Well, bombs away then. Let's fire as much as we can within the next 12.
We need
After
to get
he's
more
just
of
dropped
their
massive bombs on them. I'm just like, hey.
Yeah, we want to get more of their infrastructure out of the, you know, and he looks like an irate parent. He does. You know, with two kids that are arguing with one another. I mean, I know it's more serious than that, but that's what he comes across, you know, to me like, you know.
happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
I think they probably understand that.
Oh,
It's sad enough,
God.
Ellie. I want my Nobel Peace Prize. Will you pack it in, used to?
I mean, what can you say? Okay. You know, before I go to Sky Australia, because they are a case, the way that they actually discuss things. This is what was going on.
Will you?
No.
No.
This is what was going on in the UK Parliament today. So you heard what they're saying in the Iranian Parliament.
Hang on,
They're saying,
let me have a guess. Death to Britain, ruin Britain, destroy Britain.
no, that's Labour. That's what they're doing.
So that's what our Parliament has been doing for years. That's
it.
Same as the Iranians then, yeah?
Indeed. So, you know, here it is. This is what
Death
was
to
happening.
babies, death to old people.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
This is what was going on in UK Parliament today, and I just had to get this clip.
Yeah,
Yabu
whiny
sucks.
the Iranians. Go on then.
Given the Right Honourable Lady appears to be enjoying spending yet another week practising to be Prime Minister, maybe
Flies
she
back.
can give us her view.
Got it.
Did you
Sorry.
get it?
You see it?
I had to whack.
Oh, I've hit it. It's still there, boy.
Oh, so the dome is working in your room then?
Yeah. That was David Sling in action. Whoosh.
Just to give you some perspective on
Sorry,
this,
go on.
it was Angela Rayner in the chair, and Mel Stride was acting for the
Which chair?
Conservatives.
Electric chair.
Yeah, no, not quite.
No.
You're on form tonight. I have to say that. You're on form.
Sorry. Go on.
No, you don't have to apologize for it. I like it. Here we go.
On who she would get rid of in the up-and-coming reshuffle. Would it be the Chancellor for killing economic growth? Would it be the Work and
Prime Minister.
Pensions Secretary for the botched handling of the welfare bill and the winter fuel cuts? Would it be the Environment Secretary for trying to destroy British family farms?
Oh, two take
Would it
here.
be the Foreign Secretary for giving away British sovereign territory and paying billions to rent it back? Or given the Prime Minister is now polling as having the most unpopular first year in modern British political history, would she do herself and the country a favour and tell him to show himself the door?
Make a note. Look, when your enemy's making a massive mistake, leave them to it, man.
Oh God! I mean,
Leave them to it.
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking that guy summed everything up exactly what is wrong with the Conservative government, and I'm like thinking, wow, you know, I mean, for the Conservatives,
Labour.
I mean, that was quite good.
Labour government, but yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, they're not going to pay any attention because, you know, they're all on the gravy train now. So it's all Yabu sucks and everything becomes a political football and everything's still going on in the, you know, in the background. And, you know, the one thing that I want to say is, before we come back to Trump, is that it looks like, you know, they're going to elect a Muslim mayor in New York. Okay, he's a Democrat and he's won a primary to go forward. Okay, now what I don't understand is they suffered one of the biggest Islamic attacks in the history, 9/11, and New York are going to elect a Muslim mayor. I mean, are these people crazy?
Yep.
And all he's going to do is he's going to turn it into London.
Yep.
Exactly. And I'm just sitting there and I'm just going, what the hell? I mean, you know, here's an example of what I think of our London mayor, and it shows him up for the hypocrite that he really is. Check this out. Okay.
Your own report written by you, you're the author, says that to achieve your net zero 2030 plan, which you're committed to, requires, that's the word used here, a pay per mile plan. Now, you also say you're committed to not doing a pay per mile plan. Only one of those statements can be true. So which one of them is misleading Londoners? I'm sure you're familiar with this document. This is, you're the author, London's Net Zero 2030 Plan, which you are still committed to in your manifesto and repeatedly since.
I'm quite clear, as long as I'm mayor, we will not be introducing paper mile.
And so then you've abandoned your net zero 2030 plan. Is that correct?
No, I'm quite clear. We still have a target to get to net zero by 2030.
So your own net zero 2030 plan, which I have here, says the scale of reductions required in traffic to 27% that Assemblymember Russell was just talking about is only possible with some form of road user charging. These are your words. You're the author of this report. And in the next paragraph, it goes on to clarify that means a pay per mile scheme.
I'm quite clear. We will not be doing paper mile as long as I'm Mayor Chair.
But you're also quite clear that you weren't going to expand ULEZ to Outer London. You said that in July 2021. And a few months later, you launched a consultation. And you were quite clear that you weren't going to build any housing on the Greenbelt. And you're now quite clear that you are going to build housing on the Greenbelt. So with the greatest of respect, I think your categorical denials of what you might not do in the future aren't worth much based on your own track record.
So we are going to do whatever we can to get to the targets that we had. We want to encourage more people to walk, cycle, and use public transport. They will only do so if it's an attractive proposition.
Yeah, so you said you'll do whatever you need to do to get the target. And what you say in your own report is that what that means is pay per mile. So I think we can expect a consultation launched perhaps in the next few months. Thank you, Chair.
Was that a fancy way of saying you're a lying bastard, Sadiq?
Yes, absolutely. And I just thought, well, that's what's going to happen. I mean, the guy, you notice that Sadiq Khan doesn't like any side shots. Okay. Have you seen the size of his nose? I mean, that guy has got a beak. I mean, if it was a beak, he could be, mistaken for a vulture. He really could. And I mean, I'm telling you, I just don't understand why people.
I'm saying nothing with this hooter, John.
No, you've got to see the size of his nose. I'm telling you now. Anyway, okay. So if you go back, here's to Trump. So obviously he dropped the F-bomb this morning. Okay, and he swore. Now, question. Nobody's really criticized him for swearing. Only the fake media. And on the papers today,
they'll all be potty mouths at home. So
of course,
who cares what the fake news say anyway?
I know. I know, but
why don't they?
Go on.
I've got an idea. Why don't politicians just relay their information to their own media, if you know what I mean? Why doesn't Trump, like when he was going to do that press conference after Iran, why didn't he just invite like the independent media and I don't know, I tell you what, go on Tim Pool and make your announcement and then he can send it to the lamestream. Yeah. Watch them start crying. Don't even invite them to the White House. So you're not invited anymore.
Don't give them the oxygen.
Don't give them any oxygen. No, it's like I don't watch them for a reason. So
yeah, no, I agree. Well,
the only time I see the crap they come out with is when we have to put it on here.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, I mean, some of them do good work. Some of the reporters do very, very good work. I mean, you remember that guy that, uncovered all the rape gangs, Andrew Norfolk? Remember him?
I thought you meant Tommy Robinson because he actually went and reported and challenged them and went to places to show who the police hadn't really arrested.
Well, I was only referring to the mainstream there at that point. Tommy's a separate matter altogether. Okay, but Andrew Norfolk did a good job. He tried to bring out a lot of stuff and bring it through the mainstream, and he got canned for it.
His reasoning was,
go on.
To take it away from the far right.
No, okay, maybe.
He admitted the reason he had to break this story is because people had already done it, like the BNP and Sorry and stuff like that. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been doing it either, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and if it hadn't been for these people, no one would be talking about it still.
I understand.
Would they? No.
But he still did it.
There'd be no inquiry. There'd be no fake inquiry. There'd be none of this.
No.
He did, yeah.
Okay. He still did it. But I mean, which way my sympathies lie with Tommy.
He didn't do it for the children, though. He did it to take the initiative away from who he called the far right.
Okay. Well, there is no far right.
That, but we know that. But
there is no far right. It's as simple as that. Okay. Well, here's Sky Australia's take on it, and they had the grace to bleep out the F-bomb word. Here you go. I like this woman. Check her out.
I suppose they have
it's time for lefties losing it, and they've done it now. Daddy's mad. It's bad enough that the president has to deal with lefties losing it on networks like CNN and MSNBC. Networks pumping out lies, hysteria and hate 24/7. But the commander-in-chief was also fed up with an ally and a foe failing to live up to a peace deal. And they all copped it, starting with the lefty media outlets.
You know what they're doing? They're really hurting great pilots that put their lives in the line. CNN is scum, and so is MSDNC. They're all, and frankly,
CNN is scum. That's like somebody over here saying the BBC is scum. You know, I mean CNN are well, they were big, okay, but they're losing audience, big style, but they're trying to keep in with a certain demographic. But anyway, there you go.
If it wasn't for Trump, they'd fade away real quick.
Well, yeah, because he creates most of the stories that they're actually acting upon. Yeah, Here we go.
Networks aren't much better. It's all fake news, but they should not have done that. Those pilots hit their targets. Those targets were obliterated, and the pilots should be given credit. They're not after the pilots, they're after me. They want to try and demean me. I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers.
You're real losers. Yes, you are. CNN and MSNBC, or was he calling them MSNDC? Well, frankly,
DNC.
He was just warming up.
You're gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless.
Yeah, we pay a license. We have to pay for that garbage that we get over here. Anyway, go on.
Group of
More
people,
from you for paying
and the
that,
people
mate.
that run
I
it,
know.
nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
It's getting personal now. It's getting personal. I mean, he's just he woke up on the angry side of the bed today.
He said worse about them in the past.
Oh yeah.
They should be used to it by now.
And I think she
If they don't like
mentions. I think she mentions what's going on over the rest of the world, and she mentions James O'Brien. This is funny.
Just fantastic stuff and well-deserved. I'll show you shortly what inspired that spray, but the president was not done yet. We're going to have a look at one of the greatest moments in Donald Trump's presidency thus far, a moment that will go down in history. And this moment is significant for a number of reasons. The substance of his comments, the manner in which it was delivered, and the confidence it inspired. This is a leader, not a politician.
Do you believe that Iran is still committed to state?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. When
How come they get Sky News like this and we get our traitorous bunch? It's not
I
fair,
know.
this, is it?
I know. This is why I picked this clip out to show everybody what they're showing in Australia, because these people don't even give a shit about the Australian government either. I'm serious, okay? Because the Australian government is left-wing libs. I mean, there's no two ways about it, So, and they don't give a crap, right? On Skycom Australia, they don't give a crap. There you go.
when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that.
I say you should have given them 15
We
minutes.
have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
You had to respond to Iran on this?
Outstanding, outstanding. And that sentence.
See, look at they're complimenting him. You know?
No, he only dropped an F-bomb. Just get on with it, yeah.
Yeah, but I know that. But I mean,
Getting excited. Ooh.
what president? I mean, can you imagine if Macron came on and he went, "C'est merde, c'est merde."
I wouldn't have a clue if he was swearing or not, John, to be honest. And I did French for 5 years. Well, I say I did French, so I
That's-
turned up.
Merde, that's shit. Allez, piss off. I'll tell you to piss off again. Okay, is a little bit more.
message. There was no forceful retaliation by Israel and none further by Iran for now. And folks from both sides of the political divide appreciated the honesty, the transparency of the moment. But not this blowhard. Let's hear from possibly the dumbest man on British radio, James O'Brien.
Yeah, I'll give her that one.
aftermath of an attack upon nuclear facilities. And did my ears, Keith, did my ears deceive me? I think
Your brain did, you thicko.
Ears. They're not ears. They're
I was going to say.
They're like jugs on the side of his
They could
head.
probably hear the explosions from around.
Probably, yeah.
Is an LBC
I mean, look at
studio,
it.
yeah.
I mean, if he fell through the ugly tree and he hit every friggin' branch on the way down.
Well, let's hear what the idiot has to say this time. It's not going to surprise me, is it, what he says?
Oh,
it?
Jesus.
what's clear is that Donald Trump doesn't know what the bleep is going, right? Can we agree on that?
No.
No, we can't agree on that, you contemptible simpleton. Just like we...
Do you know what? Could we... I knew we made a mistake, John, with sending the criminals to Australia. We should have left them in this rainy crap hole and we should have gone there. We would have had this Sky News. We would have been able to go on the beach Christmas Day and have a surf.
I like this woman. I really, really do. I like her. We're going to carry on with it because she says some
We
great
got
things.
Beth Rigby as a... Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. In comparison to Beth Rigby, I mean, be honest, okay? Be honest. I mean, this woman just outshines all of them. And it's not just because she's right-wing in her views. She just tells it as it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it is right-wing. Because if you tell it how it is, you're right-wings, you've got a brain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you're telling it like jobby there, you haven't got one. But anyway.
Oh, God.
Are we finished with...
No, I'm going to carry on with
Jobby.
it.
Don't agree on this defamatory set of lies about the president. Perhaps he will sue LBC like he did ABC. That cost ABC a pretty penny. Yes, it did. How much might this little rant cost James O'Brien's employer?
It was a lot. It was a lot.
But as it is, it's the self-confessed sex offender who you're cheering for his attitude towards transgender women. It's a self-confessed sex offender, the guy who boasts about grabbing women by their genitals.
No, because if they let you do it, you're not a sex offender, are you?
No, it's consensual.
Jesus Christ,
he's an idiot. I hope Trump's office gets in touch and says to LBC, right, we're coming for you. Right, I hope they do.
Did he say he grabbed them without their consent? Pretty sure he didn't say that, James. But let's get back to what had the president ropeable in the past 24 hours. And he was reporting like this. Here is CNN reporting as gospel info leaked to them by some desperate, hacked and anonymous low-level loser from the deep state. If I may quote the press secretary there.
Essentially looking at the images and looking at what was actually damaged, the Defense Intelligence Agency has assessed that the core components of Iran's nuclear program are largely intact and that Iran's nuclear program has essentially only been set back by months.
Sure, Jan, just months. Nuclear sites bombed to smithereens, just set back a few months. Yeah. Here is how dishonest CNN can be, how their only objective is to damage Donald Trump. Let's have a look at this presenter, Erin Burnett, first claiming last week that there was no need to bomb Iran's nuclear site.
Don't forget, he calls them scum for right reasons, okay? They are scum. And literally, the people in this country are going to start waking up and seeing the way that everybody else is reacting, to the mainstream media. And, I don't know how long it's going to take, Mark. I don't know how long before people...
This rate, probably another 100 years, mate.
Oh, just, Well, then, we may as well all convert to Islam now, then. Salam alaikum.
Inshallah.
Because they were years away from developing a weapon, if indeed Iran even wanted a weapon.
This timeline of Iran being a few weeks away from a nuclear bomb is in direct contradiction to CNN's reporting. According to U.S. intelligence assessments, Iran is 3 years away from being able to produce a nuclear weapon if they wanted to. So the facts on Iran getting a nuclear weapon do not bear out the claim at the heart of what has put the world on the verge of world war.
World war, hyperbole much? Here is the same activist journalist less than a week later saying the American strikes only put back Iran's nuclear weapon ambitions by a matter of months.
It only set back the Iranian nuclear program by months. We got to call it like it is. It's a big deal.
Unbelievable. And here is CNN's Erin Burnett again claiming that those chanting death to America in Iran are actually really friendly. Well,
Just joking.
perhaps they're...
Just messing around. It's just something they do every Friday afternoon in the mosque and every Thursday in Parliament. Because we do it all the time, don't we? And you saw Angela Rayner and everyone going, death to France, death to Germany.
And this is what they were saying.
Oh, look, they just
Death to America.
You see they're all laughing when they say it.
Death to America. Death to Israel.
I mean, those ones at the front, John, who are getting really excited, who've got up with two hands going, they're just messing.
Yeah, they're just joking. No, we don't really mean it. According to this woman.
Time for lefties losing it, and they've done it now.
They're chanting death to America all around me, even as I say, oh, I'm an American reporting for CNN, and they were happy to speak to me. So
they were,
those two,
because you're scum.
Sort of
that's what they say.
Jarring realities of the chant, and yet the friendliness have existed together.
No wonder Donald Trump gave the media outlets another big serve earlier today during this press conference at The Hague.
Oh, God.
You have some great reporters, but you have scum. CNN is scum. MSDNC
He turned into
is
Angela
scum.
Rayner,
The
hasn't
New
he?
York
Everyone's
Times is
scum.
scum. They're bad people. They're sick. And what they've done is they're
Is this
trying to
AI
make
or
this
is he really off on
unbelievable
one?
victory
it's
into
it.
something less.
I'm telling you. I mean, the guy is just. I love it because he's just telling it as it is. And what are they going to do? What can they do?
Have a cry about it. Call him a Nazi.
Well, I'm
Such a racist.
I'm very happy to have got together with you, to discuss a few of these things. I know that we've got other things that are going on at the moment. So thank you so much for your time, sir, and what we're doing. And I think I'm going to leave everybody with this. Whoever came up with this is just absolutely brilliant. Say goodnight, Mark.
Good night, Mark. And good night to all of you listeners and viewers. Tune in again, all two of you.
Or 5 or 10.
Was it? Oh, is it gone up?
There you go. There you go. Thank you very much, everybody who tuned in. Bye for now.
Hey, free world. Who you gonna call?
If there's something wrong in the neighborhood, who you gonna call? Bomb buster. You wanna clear the world of nuclear threat.